Hey, welcome back everyone for some more Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. And there's something I have to tell you guys right now. There are gonna be 2 more parts of this playthrough before it's finished, this video and the next part. And the reason why I'm telling you this now is because, well, those of you that watched the last video may have noticed that I screwed up royally at the end of that video. Instead of saving at a saves room inside the sector itself, I actually went back through the recharge room, and once you go through there, you're locked out and you can't go back in the sector, and you must face the main deck. So, as you're seeing this, I've already beaten the game. It's just this is just footage that I've recorded afterwards. So, needless to say, the commentary for this and the last video coming up tomorrow isn't gonna be live. This is post video commentary here, so just so there's no surprises here. And but yeah, I just noticed that at the end of the last video, I'm like, oh crap, and then I wasn't very happy knowing I had to beat the game with only 16 energy tanks, which I won't spoil things for you guys, but it was quite a bit of a challenge. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. And as you can see here, I got a power bomb tank here that I almost overlooked. And there's 2 energy tanks that can be collected here, and the first one is actually here in this room. And I gotta be honest with you, at the end of the last video, I kinda had a feeling I screwed up royally, especially since I noticed that one door wasn't even blinking, and I'm like, oh crap. And then I look back, I'm like, and then I went back and tried to go through, I'm like, nope, it's locked me out, so. Now, in order to get the energy tank in this room, you have to do a speed boost, but I kind of already screwed this part up because I put a hole in the floor where I just went through with the screw attack, so. What you have to do here is just go back and then reset up everything here, which it kind of took me a while to figure out exactly what I did wrong here, but I get it eventually. And here I demonstrate a power bomb here just to show you that you do indeed need a speed booster there, so. And another thing you'll notice in this video is I don't push the pause button once, because after you beat the game, you get like which I totally forgot that I had done that, but yeah, that was a silly mistake on my part. But when you push the pause button, it shows you how much time that you've spent playing this game, and it shows you what you need in terms of energy tanks, power bomb tanks, and missile tanks, which I think is pretty cool. And it also lets you go back to where you need to go, which I messed up on the speed booster there, but. And also, once you beat the game, you get a Metroid icon by your file that's the game that you completed, which I think is pretty cool too. You can either choose to continue in order to gain 100% completion of this game, or you could start the game over again, which I think is a pretty cool choice. Either way, you're still gonna have that icon on your file. So. Yeah, this was definitely an energy tank that we definitely could not have gotten without at least a space jump, but at that point, but by the time that you got the space jump, there's really no good way of going back to Sector 3. So, that's why we had to wait until now. And then the second energy tank I need to get is hidden deep within Sector 3 here, which, as you can see here, I'm using the speed booster here in order to get through this part. Could have used my screw attack there, but I chose not to. But in this video, I'm just gonna show you the parts that are necessary. That is to get like the energy tanks and any more power bomb tanks or missile tanks I need to get, so. There's actually one part here where I kind of went backtracking a little bit too much, and As you'll see later on, I edited that out, so I'm just gonna show you the parts that actually matter. Okay, and the energy tank here, which, once again, I kinda had trouble with this. I wasn't sure if it was my controller or what, because I didn't even charge my gamepad at the time, but as you can see there's the energy tank. That's 18 energy tanks, and that'll be the last one that I get in this playthrough, and of course missile tanks don't hurt either. There's actually a couple more things I need to get here, which I kinda went backtracking here when I wasn't supposed to, but I ended up finding out exactly what I needed to do, so that's why I came back here and did it this way. Just gotta use the screw attack there. And the only way to get up this part is with the speed boost, so I'm gonna need to go back, screw attack this wall way, and then start my speed boost. This shouldn't be too hard, as long as you have somewhat decent Shinesparking skills. I like that pose that Samus has. It almost looks like she's the Rocketeer when she does that. And not only do you get one power bomb tank, but you also get another one. Which this other one shouldn't be too hard to get either. Yeah, I don't know why I just didn't just screw attack down there. It was kind of a waste of a power bomb, but oh well. Just gotta go back up here, which shouldn't be too hard. Of course, this should look like familiar territory to you all. It's still interesting how those enemies look like they're in the background, but they're not. Okay, you can actually, up here, you can actually go to another sector, but there's actually, I want to go back to Sector 5, so that's why I didn't go up there. But you can go further if you go up there, but I just chose not to. If only I had the screw attack in this section. And I'm talking about earlier in the game, not now, because obviously you can see that I have the screw attack now, but I'm talking about earlier when I had to use the speed boost in order to get that one energy tank. That was kind of a pain in the neck. But before I get to Sector 5 though, there is actually one more missile tank that we need to get in Sector 3, and it was at this point where I realized that, so I decided to go and get that again. And it's pretty much the same amount that we took in order to turn on the cooling unit whenever we had that emergency in Sector 3. I was never a big fan of those enemies. Yeah, just gotta go through here one more time. Which, I was kicking myself for not realizing this, or else I could have just done all this all in one shot instead of backtracking like this. I could have just edited this video here until I got to this point, but I figured, nah. Might as well not. And you can see the blocked off area down here that's previously unexplored, not only because we didn't have the various suit at the time, but we also didn't have the gravity suit. Of course, those wall enemies are no match for the screw attack. Now, this section down here is like a maze, but not really once you know where to go. Of course, right there I got into a dead end, but This really isn't all that hard. And the awesome thing about the power bomb tank, it pretty much gives you an idea where to go because temporarily it removes the lava that impedes your visioners, so it gives you a good idea of where you need to go here, and all you need to do is just go up and around here. Yeah, this may be a maze, but it's not a difficult maze, thank goodness. Okay, now that I got the power bomb tank, now it's on our way to Sector 5, because there is something I want to show you there. Okay, now we're back in Sector 5. And it seems kind of silly that we're back here just for one thing, but I do want to show it off before I head back to the main deck. Which I had done before this, like I said before, this commentary that I'm doing now and the last part coming up is post-game commentary because I'd screwed up, but... Oh well, I figured I might as well show as much of things off in this playthrough as I can, so might as well come through here and show that off. Which I didn't even realize that was even blocked off there, so you can see I kind of backtracked a little bit there. And thanks to the gravity suit, the water makes no difference here. It's pretty much the same way that you tackled this earlier in the game. And then once again you need the speed boost in order to go through there. Of course, the wave beam is no match for... should I say the shutter is no match for the wave beam there, if I can speak English. Yeah, I'm not even dealing with the space pirates unless I absolutely need to. Boy, Nightmare did a number in this sector, didn't he? It's amazing because he caused so much damage. But yet, I feel he's one of the easiest bosses in the game. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but... I don't quite understand unless you're doing a no damage run against him. I don't understand what the big deal is against that particular boss. And I think he's a pretty cool boss, too. I like him. This part kind of stumped me a little bit, but I kind of overthought things here because... instead of a place to blow up here, I actually needed to turn into a ball and actually go through there because there is a secret passageway here that leads to the missile tank. And of course, with me pausing there, you can probably tell that I was looking at the map just to make sure exactly where I needed to go. And of course, stupid me, I do the same thing over again. And it was at this point I realized, oh, I needed to turn into a ball here. Silly mistake. Now, I'm gonna show where the missile tank is, but I didn't get this one just because it is one of the harder items to get in the game. And I'll show you with the power bomb exactly where it is. And it's right up there, which... what makes it hard is trying to get this bug here to try to cooperate with you. And also makes it hard is because most of the time when you jump you're doing a screw attack, and you can actually screw attack the enemy dead here, which takes away the platform that you would have in order to get this missile tank, but I decided at this point I wasted enough time here, especially with the needless backtracking I did in Sector 3. So I figured, you know what, I just wanted to get this video done and over with, so... now just the idea here is just to get out of this sector and back to where I saved the... in the last video, except... and in the next video, which will be the last one, I actually will get to be in the main deck and take on my final battle, or should I say Samus' final battle, so... but yeah, that's pretty much all the items that I needed to show you here, and... I could just end the video here, but I'll just play it on through here. The less I have to edit, the better. Because I admit, I get lazy sometimes. I just don't feel like sitting here for over an hour or two editing out footage and that and looking at the same thing over and over again. And that is something personal I should say about myself is, I don't really like watching my own videos, like, once they're published and that. And even when I edit them, I don't really like watching my own videos and that, so the quicker I can get them edited and published, the better. That way I don't really have to see them. Now, I do admit occasionally I may watch some older videos of mine just so I can get a grasp of things, like whenever I get like where I go on a hiatus and that. I watch my older videos to see how I do them and that, but I'd really try not, because I'm not a narcissist. I don't really like watching myself a lot, so. But yeah, I just watch my videos out of necessity rather than for pleasure and that, so. And unless I have to watch them, the better. And I just hope you guys enjoy my content on my channel and that. Because, as far as I'm concerned, that's all that matters. As long as my viewers and subscribers are liking what I'm putting out, that's what makes me happy, so. But yeah, I'm just gonna save here, and this is where I'm gonna end this part, so. I thank you guys so much for watching this, and tune in again next time where I finish off Metroid Fusion.